Hey there, everybody. It's me, congressional candidate for the U.S. House of Representatives in Washington's 5th CD, Chris Armitage, and I wanted to talk to some people about what happened here in the town I love so much, Spokane, last night. So, yesterday during the day, I was really proud of our town. There were 4,000-ish people out there. I remember we spent hours downtown peacefully, just people sharing their voices. A lot of people who felt voiceless for a long time. And that's a big part of why I got involved in politics. Although I don't come from a lot of the communities that are being discriminated against right now and faced centuries of oppression, I think everybody has had moments of feeling voiceless, feeling unheard. And I want people to feel heard. So we enjoyed the demonstration. It was powerful. It was amazing how many people showed up. I met people who've never been to a demonstration, never been politically involved, maybe never voted, but they're ready to now. They're ready to demonstrate. They're ready to take to the streets now. And it's because they saw something that horrified them. That's the power of social media. It's not just Polaroids anymore. It's videos of someone having their life taken away, their right to a fair trial by their peers being taken away, where when a law enforcement officer takes someone's life, they've acted unintentionally or intentionally as judge, jury, and executioner, and that's not something this country was founded on. So, people have spoken up. I was amazed as we walked from the Red Wagon to Nordstrom's, and the crowd was still so far back, and I could see people all the way across the bridge. So many people. I have trouble believing there has ever been a larger demonstration in Spokane, and the show of solidarity that represents is something I have so much admiration for, and I'm proud of you, Spokane. I want you to know that. After folks spoke more, there were law enforcement officers who took a knee during different stages of the protest that I saw. I left for a few hours and heard about what was going on. Now, for those who know that I come from a stand-up comedy background, on top of having a Master's of Science in Homeland Security, experience in disaster preparedness and emergency response while I was in the military, experience as a first responder, the comedy scene down there is centered around a few main streets where most of the damage was done, where most of the most extreme actions were taken, where windows were smashed in of, say, what used to be the Observatory, a place that I actually did my first comedy gig ever. And I also remember that was a place where the Proud Boys got kicked out of, and it made news, and that's a topic for another conversation. And I don't think that's the conversation we need to be having right now, honestly. I think the conversation we should be having is one built around some of the people I met when I stopped by there before curfew. I met a man I've seen at a few warming shelters, and someone who has a tremendous amount of trouble getting health care to help them with serious issues, and they don't have family to take care of them, so they mostly end up living on the street. And that person had multiple giant welts from where simultaneously they were hit with tear gas and rubber bullets. He's not Antifa. He's not part of some cell. He's not even a Proud Boy or a 3%er. He's just a guy who lives down there, and he was upset. He saw that video, which a lot of people describe as a video of a lynching. I'm not going to get into semantics, but I know that what that video of the man George Floyd represents is a severe human rights abuse in our country, something this country was founded to try and stop. I don't think violence is a good thing, but I don't think tyranny is a good thing either. And I don't encourage violence, not for a second, but what I do say is that it's a symptom. It's a symptom of a disease, of a cancer. You know, I heard something interesting once. A doctor described cancer to me as a group of cells expanding more quickly and growing more quickly and taking more resources from the rest of the body that it needs to live, that the host needs to live, and growing so quick at the expense of the rest of the body that it infects everything else and destroys everything else. I think we have a cancer in our society, a cancer of hate, of greed, of dishonesty. I think one of the most important things that I've heard recently came from Ted Cummings, who's running for county commissioner in Spokane, and he said someone asked him what people can do to help make the world a better place, and he said, work on yourself. And I don't think that's talked about enough in politics, but yes, we have to fix the world around us. That's why I'm running for Congress. There's a lot of messes out there, and we can't just hope somebody else is going to clean them up. Get involved, get active. But also, I think we need to love people who right now we hate, whether it's because they're fellow residents of our community, whether it's because they're Americans, whether it's because they're humans. I respect the right of people I disagree with, people even who are doing bad things, to have what's codified in our founding documents as a nation. This nation was founded with such beautiful, optimistic ideals to try and stop tyranny, to stop oppression. The idea of unwarranted searches and seizures. The idea that they need a reason to invade your privacy, let alone your rights against cruel and unusual punishment, which undoubtedly taking someone's life without a trial by their peers is. So, there's even conflicting messages in there. Love people, but fight like heck so that they can't harm others. Fight for their rights, but also try to stop them from hurting people who nobody, I don't think anybody, I don't know. I'm speaking from the heart here, so I hope the message is getting across. They want us to just throw labels at groups of people we disagree with and feel like it's okay to just mow them down. And by the way, that's what every tyrannical government's ever done, is you label your dissenters terrorists, and then you can blame them for anything you don't like, and suddenly it's okay to kill them? It's not how it works. That's not how this country was founded, and that's not what I fought for. I joined the military, and I didn't say I'm here to protect Democrats or I'm here to protect Republicans. I joined the military because I wanted to make the world a better place. I wanted to be there for my community, and you can get into the conflicts related to that, and I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but, we've been at war my entire life, and now we're at war in our own country. I don't want either of those things. It's time for us to become moral and ethical leaders for the world to emulate. Congrats on having the biggest economy, the biggest military. It's time for us to lead in quality of life, education, compassion, human rights. So, thank you to everyone who's watched this, and I hope some of it helped, because I know a lot of people right now are very concerned. This is unprecedented in my lifetime and in most people's lifetime in the United States, although unfortunately very common in many places. Violence spilling over into the streets, millions starving, millions unable to pay rent. It's not uncommon in the world, but I think we could start here in our communities, in our towns, in our nation. We could start solving those problems in ourselves. So, anyway, thank you all for watching. Again, I'm Christopher Armitage, and I appreciate you. And I love you, Eastern Washington and America and humanity.